Hey folks, it's Joey here with a general review for Sony's latest superhero film, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I didn't want to give my review on that Friday or Saturday afterwards because I thought I needed some time to think about this one because I have a lot of conflicting opinions of this movie. I just want to tell you my experience with Spider-Man movies, which is interesting because I did not prep for this video at all, like I usually do. I can't say that I ever loved the Spider-Man movies. I mean, Spider-Man 2 is a great I think one of the better superhero movies, like before Iron Man and Dark Knight. I need to revisit the Raimi trilogy, and I need to revisit Amazing Spider-Man, because I remember liking Amazing Spider-Man a bit. At least more than the first and third parts of the Raimi trilogy. I thought they might have something decent here, even though I had some complaints with that one. I felt the tone was all over the place. I know a lot of people are like, the tone was consistent in that one. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, you have Spider-Man cracking jokes and then it's trying to be like really ultra serious, and I'm like, it just doesn't work. You know, I almost felt they were like trying to like fuse Dark Knight trilogy and Thor or one of the sillier Marvel movies together and put it into one thing. I don't know. But I liked it, and I thought Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone have great chemistry. And the thing with these movies is the casting isn't bad. And that's probably the biggest strength for the sequel, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone are probably one of the best like superhero movie couples I've ever seen. The other ones that I really like, I like Tony Stark and Pepper Potts quite a bit. I guess Captain America and Agent Carter a bit, but that's more because it's kind of tragic, and that's it. That's why you're supposed to feel bad for it, you know. That's all, in my opinion. Then you have, I guess, the Superman and Lois Lane from the Christopher Reeve franchise. I always felt they had a nice dynamic in the first movie, but I feel they work great. And Andrew Garfield really proves that he is Spider-Man. I think I just wish he was in better movies. Because he's great. He cracks jokes, but he's able to give us like an emotional center. Like when he cries, I genuinely believe that he's upset. And I have, just a shameless plug here, I've seen him on Broadway, along with Philip Seymour Hoffman in Death of a Salesman. They were both spectacular in the movie, and people often think, you know, like, oh my god, Philip Seymour Hoffman is Doc Ock. You know, that would have been awesome. But anyway, they were Philip Seymour Hoffman, great actor. Andrew Garfield's also a great actor. He's one of my favorite like current actors. I really liked him a lot in The Social Network, and I've liked him in these new Spider-Man movies. Jamie Foxx's Electro, I guess, works. He does the best he can. It's just that his character is so ridiculous, and I've heard people compare it to the Riddler in Batman Forever, where the Riddler is kind of obsessed with Batman and things like that. And that kind of happens in this movie too. I feel that the Electro music makes the character more memorable than what he could have been, and I really like that when they use the music, because I'm like, yeah, this is Spider-Man, attack the dubstep, yeah! And it was kind of awesome to hear that music and see Spider-Man like flipping around, electric stuff going all over the place. That was pretty cool, even though it was a bit CGI heavy. And I thought this villain was going to be more ridiculous because I've heard people compare him to the Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze. And he does have a ridiculous line, you know, here and there, but he's not as bad as that. I can say that with full confidence. The Rhino was basically absent. He was in the first few minutes of the movie, then the last few minutes of the movie, and it's really stupid. My brother, who's a Spider-Man fan, he's just like, I hated it because it's just like, it ruins the end of the movie. It doesn't give you a decent cliffhanger. It just kind of sucks. You know. Anyone else in the cast of Dane DeHaan is probably the best part of the whole movie as Harry Osborn. My mom was watching me, she's like, he's like a young DiCaprio, and I'm like, I see it. And he's really good in the movie, you know, considering the fact that his character wasn't in the first Amazing Spider-Man, and they have to develop Harry Osborn in this movie, you know. So they really developed that very well, I thought. Except his transition to Green Goblin was a bit fast. That's the big problem with this movie. It's trying to set up too much too quickly. And I think this is definitely one of those movies that feels like Iron Man 2, but also feels like what could happen with Batman versus Superman, where it's just like, psst, this is just a prequel to Justice League, nothing more. And that's what this feels like. This feels like just a prequel to like a Sinister Six movie or a Amazing Spider-Man 3, and that's the movie's biggest downfall, is that it's just a shameless promotion for the next movie, essentially. So it's like whenever people complain about Easter eggs in the Marvel Studios films, that's basically what this was, in a sense. Anything else I have to complain about? Yes. The villain's motivations kind of sucked. Electro is mad at Spider-Man because he thinks Spider-Man, Spider-Man forgot his name and he thought Spider-Man was his best friend. And I'm like, that is so lame. I'm like, we're in 2014. We're beyond the times of Batman and Robin, Batman Forever. We're still doing that? God damn. So, sorry. Catch my breath with this. And then the Green Goblin's motivations are, I mean, he wants to get Spider-Man's Venom apparently because he has a disease. I don't know if it's kind of a spoiler, but not really. I mean, whatever, man. He's a disease, I guess, and he wants the Spider Venom, and Peter Parker's like, no, you shouldn't have it. He's like, no, I want to have it. I want revenge. It's kind of silly. So, yeah. It's hard. It's a hard movie to recommend. I guess if you're like a parent who just wants to have a good time with the movies with your kid, you'll probably have fun. This is not a superhero movie anywhere near the level of the best of Marvel Studios or, the best parts of the Dark Knight trilogy. It's just kind of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch, I guess. Just turn your brain off, because the villain's motivations suck and it's really just a big old Easter egg of sorts. Also, the after credits scene has nothing to do with Spider-Man. I think people have heard about this on the news or, their Facebook feeds or whatever, but it has nothing to do with the Spider-Man universe. Anyway, next superhero movie I'll be reviewing eventually, I'll be talking about the X-Men franchise next week. So hopefully I'll be more proactive and quicker with that. Hopefully you understand my opinion of this movie. Basically, it's a fun time. Maybe just go for a matinee, if anything. Maybe rent it. I wouldn't, go all out for this movie. And I saw it in 3D, meh. I mean, IMAX 3D might be better, but I saw it in regular 3D, and it's not really anything that spectacular. I'll see you guys later.